Hello everyone, how you guys doing? I'd like to welcome you to today's broadcast. It's been quite some time now and it's good to see all of you. We had to take a break because it looked like we were beginning to, you know, put some more pressure on ourselves. So now we spaced it out and we're going to be coming to you guys Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And also we have special editions on Saturday. So thank you so much for joining in this Monday morning. I hope your weekend was beautiful. Mine was fantastic. I got a chance to rest. You see, my eyes are still swollen from sleeping. Please make sure that you subscribe to our channel if you have not done so, and also click the notification bell so that whenever we post a new video, you will get to be contacted. Today, we're asking the question, why is Reno Omokri after OMOYELE Sowore? Because if you have been in the news, I mean, you would have noticed you would have noticed in the news lately that Reno Omokri has been firing from two barrels of the gun. He's done video after video after video against OMOYELE Sowore, and you keep wondering, what is it that this young man OMOYELE Sowore has done to Reno Omokri that is making him, go after OMOYELE Sowore? I have been asking that question too. And if you are like me, you'll be wondering why. So what I've decided to do is I've decided to, I decided to go and look at those things that some of the accusations, because there were a lot of accusations that he made against OMOYELE Sowore. We're going to try to look at those accusations and discover which one is true and which one is not true. So I'm going to ask you to come along with me so that we can x-ray these things, because you know how we do it here. We like to find facts. We don't like to just become emotional because OMOYELE Sowore is my friend. OMOYELE Sowore is my friend, but if you're my friend, you will know that I do not follow you to I don't follow you to any time you begin to misbehave. You know what I mean? Let me just leave it there. If you're my friend, you're my friend, but when you begin to do wrong, we'll give you a knock on the head. Okay? So that is what we do. We give you a knock on the head and we make sure that you're doing right. And I try to ask you, if you're my friend, to tell me what is the truth about what I'm hearing about you. If you explain to me what is the real story, I go behind and I do my own research too. And at the end of the day, when I discover the truth and I see that, hey, what this guy is telling me is the truth, that's when you see me, I begin to support the person like crazy. So anyway, let me go and play the video for you where all of this thing started. The video that is making me ask the questions that I'm asking. I don't know if some of you saw this video. There were other ones, but let us start with this one. This is the video that Reno Omokri played. He came out with this video, and he was saying that he said so many things about OMOYELE Sowore. He said a lot of things about him. I'm going to play this video and then we will take it from there. So let's play the video now.
Right now.
Oh, sorry.
Because what's happening in the country, it's a very good lesson. It's a teachable moment for all Nigerians. And it's what do we learn from this? We learn we should never be traitors. Never betray us to our country, never betray us to our democracy, never betray us to our people like Obi Ezekwesili and OMOYELE Sowore. And I'm going to prove to you how these people were traitors. 6 weeks ago, Malam Nasir El-Rufai's son, Bello El-Rufai, he had insulted Igbo women. He called an Igbo woman a prostitute, and then he disparaged Igbo people in general, and then he said he was going to pass around an Igbo guy's mother to his friends to be gang raped. And then Obi Ezekwesili, who has for long been supporting this young man, supporting his father, supporting General Muhammadu Buhari, came up and tried to scold him. And this is what the boy said. He called her a beggar with receipt. Now, he called her a beggar with receipt and said that she had been coming to protect him. This man is actually a traitor. Now, let's talk about OMOYELE Sowore. OMOYELE Sowore likes to pass himself off as an activist. Now, is OMOYELE Sowore really an activist? Look at what he did with Sahara Reporters. OMOYELE Sowore is a liar and a blackmailer. Now, I'm saying this is a video. Take me to court and I will expose you. OMOYELE Sowore had links with Nasir El-Rufai and Sanusi Lamido Sanusi. They were feeding him disinformation, not information, disinformation to use to undermine the Jonathan administration. We have records of this. We were getting details from the NIA. He came to Nigeria, he was meeting with them, he met with them, we have the dates where he met. They were feeding OMOYELE Sowore. All those things that you were seeing on Sahara Reporters, they were deliberate lies. As at the time OMOYELE Sowore was reporting them, he knew they were lies. Look, I'm going to list for you now 15 lies that OMOYELE Sowore, 15 lies that
Okay, so this is where it begins to get interesting, and I need you to bring out your pen and paper. Let us begin to list the 15 lies that Reno Omokri is leveling against OMOYELE Sowore. Okay, so just bring out your paper now and let us begin to list out these 15 lies. Let me even tell you that OMOYELE Sowore doesn't even want this to be done, but I just feel that if you're somebody's friend and something like this is happening about him, you have a responsibility to stand up for them and try to straighten things out truthfully. Just expose everything and let the public also get a chance to judge whatever is going on. So I'm going to play the video and let us begin to listen to these items that Reno Omokri listed.
OMOYELE Sowore told against former President Jonathan to undermine him, to demarket him. He said that Jonathan looted 32 billion from Bayelsa State and is the richest president in Africa. This was published on February 2, 2015, just 2 weeks to the election. He said that Patience Jonathan caused the Dana air crash because she was wasting time to land her presidential jet. Another lie. It was published on June 4, 2012 by OMOYELE Sowore's Sahara Reporters with his knowledge. He said that Jonathan gave out gold-plated iPhones to guests at his daughter's wedding, published on April 13, 2014. Another big lie, complete lie. He said that Jonathan was too drunk to deliver his speech at the African Union, published on May 25, 2013. He did this deliberately because he knows that the Muslim North, they hate alcohol and drunkards. So he did that lie deliberately. He said that 49 billion was missing from the federal government's treasury, published on various days of February 2014. He said that Jonathan did not care about the Chibok rejected British offer to rescue kidnapped Chibok girls. A lie. It was published on March, just various times anyway. That he said that Jonathan led a 600-man delegation to the UN, published on September 22, 2013. Another lie. He said that Jonathan's team threatened a blogger with death, published on April 25, 2011, another lie. He said that Jonathan was persecuting Rotimi Amechi, published on October 26, 2014, another lie. Actually, it was Rotimi Amechi that was persecuting Jonathan. Rotimi Amechi leaked the letter that filled with lies that the then governor of Central Bank, Sanusi Lamido, wrote. He leaked it out to OMOYELE Sowore. Now, let me continue. He said that Jonathan was a habitual drunkard, published on November 22, 2013. He said that Jonathan bribed pastors with 7 billion to vote for him, published on February 9, 2015, a week to the election. He said that Jonathan shared $1.1 billion between himself and his Attorney General, Bello Adeoke, published on May 27, 2012. He said that Jonathan and his cronies stole 20 billion in less than 3 years from just crude oil sales, published on July 12, 2014. He said that Jonathan is worth $120 million, published on October 14, 2014. He said that Jonathan is the sponsor of Niger Delta militants, published on various dates, too numerous to mention. He said that Jonathan dishonestly shielded the Abacha family from prosecution after reaching a corrupt deal with them, published on May 15, 2015. Now, you see, this is the young man that is now coming to say he is a... No, he was used by these people. Now, let me explain something to you. When these people use you as a trader, they are never going to trust you.
Okay, guys. You heard all those. Accusations. These are not very. They are not my accusations, and you must agree that this is not this is not something that somebody just woke. Sorry, I'm just trying to fix my video. This is not an accusation that somebody just woke up and started doing. This person took their time and wrote out these things. And it is funny because I don't know Reno Omokri one-on-one. By the way, he's going to be on a show today with Regina Asker, and it will be interesting to see what he's going to say on that show. So like I was saying, I don't know him one-on-one. I never really was following things about him. But let me just tell you this before I go into these accusations and why he is all of a sudden after OMOYELE Sowore, and why at this period. Me, way back before the 2015 elections in Canada, I did not like the way Jonathan then was being treated. I can tell you the truth. I didn't like the way he was being treated from within his party. Agreed, before that time, I was already pissed off and disappointed with what was going on in Nigeria. But when it was getting towards election, we're hearing President Jonathan then speak about how his cabinet has been run over by other people. Jonathan actually said that he knows that Boko Haram was sitting down with them, or that information from their Security Council meetings were leaked to Boko Haram. At a point, a lot of us in the diaspora were just upset and disappointed with the level of laxity in the government, with the level of helplessness. Months preceding the election, a lot of governors pulled out of PDP, Amechi and his group. President Jonathan at the time looked absolutely helpless and hopeless. And I'm telling you this. And as somebody from the East then, I saw this as very unfair from the North, that from even within the PDP, they were attacking President Jonathan. I would just say it was out of sympathy when Honorable Ifeanyi Ubah now came up with the Transformation Ambassadors of Nigeria. I don't know if a lot of you know about Transformation Ambassadors of Nigeria. When he came up with Transformation Ambassadors of Nigeria, I was happy to be part of it, because this was now someone trying to make a move to balance what was going on in the country. Because honestly speaking, I strongly believed that even the vice president then, architect Sambu, was undermining his Oga, the president. So when Ifeanyi Ubah came up with Transformation Ambassadors of Nigeria, sorry I'm boring you with this story, but I'm getting somewhere. We all joined. I joined that group because I felt we were fighting for a Southerner. I was supporting Jonathan. I was not a member of PDP. I am not a member of PDP. I have never been a member of PDP. But I was a member of the Transformation Ambassador. You see, I've always liked something that looked like activism, something that pertained defending the rights of anybody who I felt was oppressed. And that time, honestly speaking, I felt I didn't like the way things were going with Jonathan as a candidate from the East and the whole the political manipulation that was going on. So we joined Transformation Ambassadors of Nigeria. I'm going to play a video for you to show you that I was very involved in Transformation Ambassadors of Nigeria and the things that we did. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I want to be able to play this, and you would see, and some of you will be like, really, Chidi? Yes. And I'm giving you this background so that when I begin to take some positions, you will understand where I am coming from. Now, this was a video that we did way back. This video was done in 2015. Okay, this video I'm going to play now, this was done in 2015, and I'm going to play that video to show you how we were supporting Jonathan because we felt he was being ill-treated.
Peace in Nigeria, loving the nation, a people united, it's a people protected, we're building a nation, one day at a time, oh let us be wise, let us unite, give peace a chance, Nobodo Nigeria, always you. Oh, OMOYELE, Ndioma, esemokwa diroma. OMOYELE, piano kanyi jikotono.
We, Bank Canada, is saying thank you to our Honorable President, Goodluck, Ebele, Azikiwe, Jonathan. We thank you for giving us democracy, and most importantly, the freedom to voice our thoughts and feelings.
Okay, so that was just a little a little clip of the video that we did in 2015 as members of the Transformation Ambassadors of Nigeria. We later, by then, even PDP was so disoriented. Anybody quote me? They didn't know it was Jonathan was completely done. If they had conducted the election that time, the way Jonathan would have lost, you will not believe it. It was Ifeanyi, and I will say this to his credit, Ifeanyi was not even a member of PDP. So this is not be today. Ifeanyi was even a member of the Labour Party that time, and then later went to Abgal. So, but he was not a member of PDP. But it was his move with Transformation Ambassadors of Nigeria that later on propped Jonathan and gave him and PDP the confidence to continue running. You can quote me and say, yes, Chidi said this. Now, let us come back to Reno Omokri, because I don't want to go into how the elections happened. For me, I did not like Sahara Reporters then, and I will tell you why. Because we were supporting Goodluck Jonathan, and I'll come to that. Sahara Reporters was exposing what was going on in that government. Now, Sahara Reporters was a newspaper that you don't like them when they write the truth about you, but you like them when they write the truth about another person, because they were exposing everything across board. They don't care who you are. It was Sahara Reporters that stood firmly in support of Goodluck Jonathan when the Fulani cartel in the north was trying to hide the fact that President Yaradua was already dead. It was on Sahara Reporters that the news was broken that this guy was dead. Though what they are bringing back to Nigeria is not a living human being. It was through Sahara Reporters. When this whole thing was happening, it was obvious. The former NAFDAC person, what's her name now, Madam Akunyele. She was the person who was bold enough to say, what is happening? The president should take over. It was Sahara Reporters that fought and fought. We saw it and helped, if you would put it that way, because it was his reporting that exposed things and gathered support for people to insist that the Vice President Goodluck should be the president. It is important that we remember something like that. So fast forward to during election, and then of course Jonathan lost the election and Buhari came into power, and the same week that Buhari came into power, OMOYELE Sowore granted, this is what I know very well, granted an interview and was attacking the same Buhari government. Now you must understand, and I'm telling you this now, this is my own opinion, you can quote me. How I've seen Sahara Reporters behave is, they just come after you. Look, by default, they react instantly to bad government. They react instantly to uselessness. They've reacted the same way with IBB. They've reacted the same way with Obasanjo. Some people like to say, oh, he's an anti-Igbo. No, I've come to understand them. Obasanjo is not Igbo now. Obasanjo is Yoruba. IBB is not Igbo now. Shenekon is not Igbo. He has come after all of these people. That is his brand of reporting. He exposes things. And right up to Jonathan, he didn't shield Jonathan anything. Remember also that OMOYELE Sowore is half caste. When I say half caste, part Yoruba, part Ijo. So, and this is something he has said in his mouth. But let me go forward. Let me move forward, because there's a lot we have to cover today. The question is, why is Reno Omokri attacking OMOYELE Sowore? He's been doing it, he's been doing it several times. But why this particular period? Why? And let us even go back to some of the things that he claimed. You know, there are so many of them. We may not be able to cover all of them, because some of them we may not have evidence. And like I said, he is going to be, Reno Omokri is going to be on a show today with Regina Askia, and it's been interesting because he said he has evidences that he's going to produce there. So we're going to be there to see these new evidences, because let's bring this thing to the front burner. Let's bring it on, bring on the game. But let us look at some of these evidences that is out there. And by the way, I hope that when Reno Omokri comes with his evidences, that these are going to be new evidences, so that is based on his investigation. That's what I would like to see. Remember now, I'm not accusing him of anything, but most of the things that I see flying around there in the media are things that were posted by Sahara Reporters themselves. Like, if I post a picture about me and my wife holding hands, if you now go and say, I have evidence that Chidi was found kissing one Erica, I'll be expecting you to bring a secret picture. If you come and publish a picture from my own page, Facebook page that I put out there, and now you're convincing people that when Chidi was kissing Erica, that Erica was married to somebody else that time that Chidi was kissing Erica. How it's funny. I'm not going to say true or false, but I would expect you to produce evidence that is from you, not evidence from my own publication. So let us look at some of the evidence that's been flying out there. The most popular one is the picture between El Rufai and OMOYELE Sowore at the airport. You guys remember that picture? Everybody has been circulating it. So first of all, let me show you that picture. When I show you the picture, you will now see what we'll go back again to the origin of the picture. So first of all, I will show you the picture. After I show you the picture, we will go and see where that picture, the story behind the picture, because you know sometimes when you just see a picture and you do not see the story or the origin of the picture, anybody can write any story about the picture. But the best person who can tell you the truth about the picture is the particular actor in the picture. You know what I mean? The particular actors themselves. So let us look at the picture first, and we will now see if there is any person who was an actor in the movie who is still alive. We will go to them, talk to them, and ask them to explain to us what is happening in the picture. This is the most popular picture that is reigning everywhere. This picture was taken in 2014, and a friend of mine I call him a friend of mine in Toronto, he said he couldn't sleep yesterday. I said, oh boy, go and sleep, oh, don't go and die because of Chidi. He sent me this picture. He said, Chidi, look at your friend, look at Sowore on the left, Sanusi Lamido in the middle, El Rufai on the right. This was taken in Lagos in February 2014. This proves that Sowore is collecting money from El Rufai. We told you that we had evidence. Now, you see what we are saying? See, this is evidence that Sowore took money from OMOKRl. No problem. No problem. Remember, let's keep an open mind now. Shebi, I have shown you that I supported Jonathan in those days. So now you know this is somebody who worked with Jonathan's camp. Now, you know I am friends with OMOYELE Sowore. So when we are sharing things, let's stay in the middle now. Let's just stay in the middle. All of you people that are writing things on my page, I'm not reading them, but if you write nonsense, we will remove you. Just keep a very, very matured and objective mind here. Let's dig with me. So this is the story. This is the one that has been reigning. This is the biggest exposure that they have done of OMOYELE Sowore, to show that if you look very well in the picture, you will see Lamido giving money to El Rufai, and now El Rufai giving money to Lamido, and Lamido now gave the money to El Rufai. Just from that picture, so you can even count the dollars. That's what the picture is showing. Or is it? So let us go to the picture. I mean the story behind the story. Let's get to the story behind the story now, and show you guys one or two things that you need to know. That's exactly what I'm going to play. Okay, guys. I have something. Okay, there's this video that just let me follow the sequence that we'll come back to this. This is so sorry, because of how important this story is, we have taken our time to do a lot of research. So you must bear with us. We really want you guys, we want everybody to follow in on this story, because there are serious issues that are going on in our country now. We don't want all these distractions. Honestly, I don't want all these. The people who are stealing the money, the people who are killing, the people, they are not even OMOYELE, Sowore, and Reno Omokri. And so these things are a distraction to us. So that's why you must understand how I feel about it. These are not the things that we should be discussing. But since it has been brought up, that's why we must treat it so that we can go back to focusing on the things that are important. This, he said, she said, he didn't say, those are not the important things. But let me take you to a story behind the story. This story, we will hear from the horse's mouth what happened and how that picture got to be taken. So let's listen to this video. This is from Sahara Reporters, and this was done in 2014. 2014. The story, the picture, everything was put. Anyway, let me not give the thing away. You just listen.
Let them use the one that, because I don't actually have the big
Welcome back
stomach.
to Sahara TV. My name is Rudolph Okonkwo. You must have seen this picture, the iconic picture of the former CBN governor, Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, and El Rufai at the Lagos International Airport, few hours after he was suspended from his post. Now, if you look at this picture on the left, you will see the publisher of Sahara Reporters, OMOYELE, Sowore. Sowore is currently traveling across West Africa, and we have him now joining us to, from an undisclosed location to explain to us how did he end up at that airport at that time. Sowore, welcome to Sahara TV.
Thank you, Rudolph, for inviting me on your show.
Yes, we're happy to have you. Now, a lot of people are wondering, how did you end up at Murtala Mohammed International Airport at that point in time?
Well, I don't know if I want to disclose how I got there to you for my own safety or for next time. But what I should say was that the biggest break of the news of Sanusi's, the biggest news on that day was Sanusi's sack by President Goodluck Jonathan. But don't forget that on January 9th, Sahara Reporters actually published an expose that exactly revealed that there were plans to force Sanusi out of central bank by way of suspension. So since then, we have been following all the intrigues about Sanusi, the plan to remove Sanusi because of the $20 billion NNPC theft that took place. And do not forget that Sahara Reporters was the one that actually first leaked the letter he wrote to the president in September last year. So I was in Lagos, I have to admit at this point, on the ground, traveling on the ground as usual, and only to find out that he had been suspended. And after the suspension, after we did the news, Sahara Reporters, I went to a conference in Lagos. And while we were there, it occurred to me that I should call some people I know about Sanusi's plans. Because I thought he was actually going to run away after he had been suspended, knowing the weight of the federal government or the presidency and how they badly want him. And it turns out that he was going to return. And I immediately left the conference in Lagos, where I spoke for just 2 minutes. It was a conference of Nigerian reporters who were considering the use of social media and digital media. So I spoke there briefly and left to the airport. So on my way to the airport, I called El Rufai, and he said he was also on his way to the airport because I know they were both close. So we drove to the airport. When we got to the airport, we saw El Rufai confused. He couldn't, I don't know whether he didn't know where to go or not, but I saw him and I followed his car and I saw him. It turns out that he had just then found out that Sanusi was landing or had actually landed and he was being held up by the SSS. So we were figuring out how to get into the executive jet hangar at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport. And they threw the gate open for El-Rufai. I guess he has security passes everywhere because he was a former minister, and one of them anyways. And we followed suit, came out with our cameras, saw Sanusi, his family, his wife, and his aides held up by the SSS on the tarmac, and he was making frantic phone calls. We pulled out our cameras and started taking pictures. That is me and my crew. And they said that they were holding him for the director of SSS in Lagos to take him to their station. So at that point, of course, naturally, I knew that I might also get arrested because it was a place that I knew that if they saw me, I would be an interesting catch for them. But at that point, I was prepared. I gave up that I might be gone for a long time. So we concentrated on doing the duty of citizen reporting, which was capturing every moment on the tarmac, including taking pictures of his jet. And of course, one of our camera people took a picture of me while I was approaching him. It was the first time I met him, and I said, so what do you have to say about, I had my camera hung on my neck, my own personal camera. What do you have to say about what happened to you today? And he said to me, they are crazy. Well, I said, this guy has an interesting thing to say today. So that was the time that my picture was taken with him. And of course, as soon as they saw it with camera, El-Rufai said, well, now you guys know that this is being covered. Sahara Reporters people are here. We thought it was crazy. Why was he revealing our whereabouts? But it was too late. Lo and behold, the SSS people came 2 minutes later and asked Sanusi to leave with his people. And but they said they wouldn't give him his passport. So we followed the convoy that was taking him to wherever he was going in Lagos, not knowing where we were going, and was just tweeting away as we were following him. Followed him to this particular place in Lagos. Turns out to be a home of one of his friends. And we got the biggest opportunity of our lives. That was to be the first media in Nigeria, not only to cover his arrival, but also to have the first interview with him about what happened. Well, as I said, the rest is now history. That
Well, like he said, the rest is now history. Why am I doing this? I'm doing this because we are in a point in the happenings in our country where we cannot afford certain things that are a distraction. I'm not here to prove, well, maybe that's what I'm here to throw light on a story, and you make the judgment call. You see, the thing about OMOYELE Sowore and his brand of journalism, OMOYELE Sowore is not just a journalist. He's an activist, just like me. I don't do YouTube or blog. I'm not a blogger. If I'm just a blogger or a YouTube vlogger, no, this is not. I'm an activist. I say I'm using this medium to express myself, to speak against things I don't like. OMOYELE Sowore uses journalism to fight. He was not a journalist all the time. He was an activist. He was nearly killed. It was much later when, after he escaped with his life and he came to US, that he started doing journalism. He started doing, what about before Sahara Reporters? All the fights that he did as a student union president, was he paid to do that? Was that Sahara Reporters? When he was fighting, when they were fighting IBB, and then when they were doing June 12 riot and all, was it Sahara Reporters? He was not even a reporter. So you have to understand, when a reporter like Sahara Reporters, OMOYELE Sowore, does the kind of thing that he does, you need to doff your heart for them. They are the ones that are doing journalism the way it's supposed to be done. Not all these journalists in Nigeria that every time the journalist called me when I was campaigning in Enugu, he said I should pay him to come and cover a story. I said, no. Don't come and cover the story. We are the news. My duty is to make the news. When I make breaking news, you'll be forced to cover me. When OMOYELE Sowore came to campaign in Enugu, he said I should pay him how many thousand. I said, well, we won't pay you. That's why we depended on ourselves to promote ourselves. And by the time they rushed to the news. So OMOYELE Sowore is the kind of news reporter, and he showed people. He changed the face of journalism, and he is the standard by which journalism is measured in Nigeria. When you hear anything now, even people who don't like it, they still go and click what the Sahara Reporters say about it. What does that tell you? You are just denying, but you go to Sahara Reporters. CNN goes to Sahara Reporters to confirm their news. They don't go to BBC Igbo. No, they don't go to BBC Hausa. They don't go to BBC anything. They don't go to Punch. They go to Sahara Reporters. Al Jazeera, they said according to Sahara Reporters. That's just a lesson for you to just ponder about. But you might say that all of this thing, you notice Dr. Erica handed me over something that she discovered, and I needed you guys to see it too, because it's important in this thing that we are trying to deal with. She handed me over. Actually, she had sent it before, but I didn't understand exactly what it was. So I'm going to go back to the video, because you may say that all this video, that this story now is a story that they just put together. Dr. Damages interviewed him and they just told the story. How about if you saw a video? How about if you saw a video of him actually driving to that meeting? What would you say? Or would that now convince you about what we are talking about? So what I'm doing is I'm going to scroll to So this was put up by somebody who was right there. The interesting thing is what we're bringing to you are people who were involved in the story. Not that some people, you just heard somebody put up something and now you're reporting it like you were there, and you're willing to defend the thing. You are willing to, the way you talk about it, you were not even there. How about if there is a release by somebody? This was done by Shegun of Object Media TV. I won't read the thing for you. It is very long. But I'm going to play a video for you. This video will show you what happened. This video shows them on the way. This is from Sahara Reporters, but we just downloaded it so that we'll be able to play this video for you people. Now you keep saying, Chidi, why are you able to do this thing self? You just have Sahara Reporters video. Honestly, Sahara Reporters are like that. They are more. That's why I told you that they are not just journalists; they are activists. The way they try to let you use their resources, and it's just amazing. If you are somebody who is objective, you are somebody who is serious, Sahara Reporters will work with you to help you in any way. I'm telling you, you will not believe it. So if you are a media person out there and you are serious about reporting serious news, Sahara Reporters can give you any kind of assistance that you need. So let us play something from Sahara Reporters that will show you behind the scenes of what happened that day. This is real video. This one is not picture again. This is a video explaining that picture. So let's, what we are trying to establish, by the time we establish this, it will now help you to understand other stories. So let's play this video.
I don't know who that. No, yeah. This one,
hankali ana idan ba an yi ba an karu ba da shi irin wannan gobe ma za su hana wani magana so za su hana wani
Hello?
Yeah, thank you. Hi.
You've never met me before, Sowore.
Oh, so this one they're calling me. You're calling me as if you're calling from America.
If I don't, they won't let me get to you. So.
How are you?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
I'm with him. Yeah, how are things going?
It's fine, yeah.
Huh? Yeah, these guys are mad.
Yeah.
They're crazy. I think we better get out of this.
They're not mad. They're not mad. They're gangsters.
Hello?
No rules, no laws. Just gangsterism.
Hello? Hello? Hello, Baba. Hi. So what's next?
OMOYELE?
Yeah.
The director SSS said we can go.
Okay.
But they want to hold his passport.
Okay.
Which is unlawful.
Okay.
I won a court case on holding passport.
Okay.
That's all. So let's get out of here.
Yeah.
And then we can.
Tell our guy to be on standby. We must follow this.
I want you to hear when he says, tell our guys to be on standby. We must follow this. You see, he's chasing the news. I hope some of these reporters that just go there and do nonsense, I hope they can see what they're doing. He's following the news.
Madam, please.
No problem.
So we'll follow you. Okay.
Muiwa. So you call your people to follow.
Okay.
Take the
Anyway, I'm not gonna play the whole video because the video is there on Sahara Reporters, and you can always go and play all that video. There are 15 things that Reno Omokri put out there, and if we begin to go after them one by one, this program will take 10 hours. But what point am I trying to make? I'm trying to make a point that sometimes it is good when you put out evidence out there. If you put out something that's supposed to be, a big, do it from your own investigation. Do you see that this thing was put out by Sahara Reporters? It's not something hidden. They were showing you something that, so you see, people can take a story and concoct it and turn it around and say, that shows that I have followed people in chasing a story. That's how we got our own story too. We chase the story right to where it is happening. You spend your money. Haven't you watched me? Haven't you watched me? You don't even know. Next thing you see me on a plane reporting, Chidi, what's up? Next thing I'm landing there. I'm chasing a story. I'm spending all that money to follow the story. Now, when somebody comes now and paints it as another thing, it will look like whatever. So, as a reporter, this was somebody that he jumped on a story as it was happening, and he was covering it. So, what do you expect him to do? How does that translate? But like I said, I don't know. Today, it'll be interesting to see all the exposure that Reno Omokri is going to be making today. I have one other video that may throw light on some of the things. Remember, there was another picture of OMOYELE Sowore jumping up. OMOYELE Sowore jumping up in a crowd, showing that he was happy that Buhari won the election. OMOYELE Sowore talked about that particular video. I'm just going to show, because when you see the picture, you will not understand. I'm going to play. And like I told you, All this evidence, you cannot be using evidence going to some. This is what somebody is publishing on their website. This is somebody doing their investigative journalism. They are the ones that got this thing. You go to their thing and you take a story that they did that is their story and you twist it around. How does that work? So let's watch this one too. Okay, let me play this one. Where the video self. Okay. Just to let you guys know, this was posted by OMOYELE Sowore on his own Sahara Reporters, and he explained, just like when he goes to court, like if you saw Sowore in court a couple of days ago, you would think that this guy is not serious. This guy came to court and he's busy taking pictures. People are flocking to him and taking pictures. And if he was angry when he came out of the court. Left to him the mood that he was that time. He was so pissed off with the judges and the court that he would have just gone straight into his car and zoomed out of that place. But you will see another report that this guy is so arrogant. What did he do? He stood there and he was still taking selfies. What was happening? He was there with the same camera that you saw him with Sanusi Lamido then. And he's covering the event. This was the people that won an election. If you were, when Obama won the election and the other guy lost the election, where do you think CNN was focusing on? CNN focused on the person who won the election. When Jonathan won the election, guess where Sahara Reporters was focusing? They were focusing on Jonathan. They were not focusing on the person who lost the election. That's the way it happens. So you will report the camp of the winners of the election. That's why Sahara Reporters were there. And while he was there, these guys were taking selfies from him. What do you want him to do? He should bone his face, and just so that because he doesn't know that you people are going to use the picture to say what you're saying now. So again, this was a picture that was released by him. It was no secret picture by anybody. It was released by Sahara Reporters. Now let us look at another video again. This was OMOYELE Sowore answering these questions. Now this video is actually a video that was shot by Worship Media. Worship Media shot this video, but like we also do like Sahara Reporters. We let people use our material sometimes if what they're trying to do with it is objective. So this was used by Just TV. We have the full video. You can go to our channel, and in fact we're going to post a link to the full video, but this is an extract that was done by Just TV of coverage that we did when OMOYELE Sowore came to Toronto, Canada. Okay, just listen.
Started cooking up the story that I'm working for Tinubu simply because they couldn't bribe me. Between Tinubu and Jonathan, who bribes more? Tinubu does, Jonathan does, but Jonathan had a federal cause. But this is where I will shock you, Stanley. When Jonathan was denied his mandate to become president, when the Yar'Adua people were playing games, he fell upon me and others working as.
Hold on, no, this is Just TV people. I'm playing your video now. Now I'm seeing subscribe to your channel. Why should they? I beg, I will play your video, but I won't show you telling people to subscribe to your channel. Why should you have already used our video? Now you want people to subscribe to your channel? No, people should subscribe to Worship Media. In fact, when you go to Worship, you see our logo there. When you go to Worship Media, you watch the main video. So let's just show you their own, but let them not be showing subscribe to their own channel unless we go and clamp the video from their channel.
Sahara Reporters will fight every day to let Jonathan become president. You can verify that. And when it was over, he sent Oronto Douglas to me that whatever I wanted, I should ask him, that he should ask me to pack my things and come to Nigeria. I told him, I said, I don't have the thought, ask me to pack my things and come. That whatever I wanted, every day to let Jonathan go were playing games. It fell upon me and others working as Sahara Reporters to fight every day to let Jonathan become president. You can verify that. And when it was over, he sent Oronto Douglas to me that whatever I wanted, I should ask him, that he should ask me to pack my things and come to Nigeria. I told him, I said, I don't have the tolerance or temperament to work in government because I will say my mind and you drive me out the next day. But if you can do us a favor, govern Nigeria so well. You know what Jonathan's first act in office was? The wife took the presidential jet to Lebanon with a woman called Bola Shagaya to go and buy gold. That was my first report on him, and he got upset with me. After that, he sent a guy called Imani Boro. That was how Jonathan is in this thing. He's asked me to come and see you. Just so that you understand the period, was a period there was ash in the skies in America. So I told him I'm going to California. When I came back, he said he's still in town because the ash would not allow him to fly back. You know, it was a volcanic ash. Yeah. And he said, but Mr. President said I should come and give you something. I said, what? Because I'm taking pains to expose these things to you because sometimes it hurts me. But I understand it, that Nigerians, every time they see the truth, they will go with what is false. And the truth in my case is that you've known me for 10 years. You think the federal government of Nigeria, we know that I have a relationship with Tinubu, they won't be able to produce a telephone conversation with me and him. Or with all the security apparatus in the country, they can't find where I'm meeting with him and collecting money, as they say. No, the reason I'm able to do what I do is that I don't give a damn about any one of them. When the Buhari people came and they started messing up, the first reporting about how they were hiring in the CBN and drew the back end was provided by Sahara Reporters. The first report on how the Chief of Army Staff was buying houses in Dubai was provided by Sahara Reporters. Even the letter, the report about the wife complaining about the cabal inside this thing was provided by. The first reporting on the fact that Buhari was sick and was tendering to his health was provided by Sahara Reporters. The first reporting about the 500 million naira they collected from MTN to do the MTN deal. I can keep counting and counting what we have done. You think if you had any relationship with them, they won't be able to say, oh, you used to work for us. This is how we pay you. They will expose us. But guess what? Sahara Reporters doesn't even accept adverts from the government, any government agency for that matter. Because
I hope people listen to this kind of thing, and that has always been my argument. Produce this evidence. You always produce evidence from Sahara Reporters themselves. You just take whatever and you twist it. Produce for how many years? More than 10 years. There is no one single evidence. Like I said, in like 2 hours from now, there's going to be an interview of Reno Omokri. I'm hoping that he will expose these things that he's talking about. But anyway, let us finish this video and then I'll come back and talk to you.
Position is clear. If you are a government and you are doing well, your work will advertise itself. Why should you be going to newspaper to go and be writing to God be the glory? We have just constructed the tunnel here. To God be the glory. We just constructed the road here. You know, it's all nonsense. Or you find journalists who go around collecting money from governors. They say they are doing constituency and they are doing project tours. How can a journalist know a road that has just, even if it's carpet they put on the road and claim that it's been done? Would you know? You are not an engineer. What's your business going around inspecting projects? So that is just to explain to you that it is fallacious that I have any relationship with Bola Tinubu, and anybody who says otherwise, I challenge them, because I'm speaking before the world, to present the evidence.
Okay. So that is where we are now. OMOYELE Sowore said this way back when he was in Toronto, Canada, and he said, I challenge anybody who has evidence to produce the evidence. And that is why Reno Omokri, we are interested in the video he put out. You know, he put out a video there saying that this afternoon, by 2 p.m. Okay, it's not even that's 4 hours from now, or 3 hours from now, New York time. Reno Omokri said he was going to produce evidence, so many evidence. There are so many things that he has said here that he talked about Jonathan being a drunkard. I'm not going to say anything about that out of respect for Mr. Jonathan, because I believe Jonathan had his flaws, but Jonathan was a peaceful man. He had his weaknesses, and we all agree that at a point the government was overwhelming for him. At a point he couldn't control things. That I know very well, even when I was supporting him. And it eventually led, in fact, as they would say, anybody that ran against Jonathan was likely to win him. So the election in 2015 was against Jonathan, not in favor of Buhari. It was against Jonathan because of Boko Haram, because of so many things. When you talk about Jonathan having issues with alcohol, all I can tell you is that I was president of the Nigerian Canadian Association in Toronto, and I know that a lot of conferences, when conferences were done here, and the president of Nigeria came here with the vice president of Nigeria, I was behind the scene, and I knew a lot of things that happened. But I said, like I'm telling you now, there are things that I don't think it's in my place to start talking about it out of respect for Jonathan, and I will just leave it there. But a lot of things that are said are not exactly the way it is, and sometimes it's important to let sleeping dogs lie. I don't think Reno Omokri will be doing Jonathan a favor by dragging him into this thing. Let's just leave it there. He has his good and his bad. It's gone. But I am curious to find out why Reno Omokri is unleashing himself on OMOYELE Sowore this time around. And like I said, we will wait and we will watch and we will see. So many things I don't want to go into here. Like I said, there are so many of them, and we've already taken 1 hour of your time. But why did I point these things out? I want you to be able to, whenever you hear these things happening, and how come it is OMOYELE Sowore that is the problem? It's not only him now. It is not only him. There were so many other young people who ran for election. How come all these young people are not getting the kind of attention that OMOYELE Sowore is getting? How come? I don't get it. It's bamboozling to me. It's just mind blowing, and it's interesting to find out why and why. Okay, so we would, like I said, yeah, somebody said Reno Omokri is a distraction. He's a distraction, but look, I like when things are brought to the surface. I don't like people just, you see, Sowore is my friend, and I brought out these issues up there. You know that I'm a member of Revolution Now movement, but you see me talk about Biafra. You see me declare that Nnamdi Kanu is my hero. People don't understand this thing, but that's because of who I am. You must be able to live a life that is free from mental slavery. Nobody can hold me down with their ideology. Nobody can can dogmatize me. No, no, no. You can't. I am free-spirited. I am free-minded. We need to bring everything out to the open and let us judge. You see, truth and falsehood, let them challenge each other. At the end of the day, we are all smart people, and we will know what happened. When we are covering the story about Apostle Johnson Suleiman and Stephanie Otobo, people took sides. Some of you watching me now, because I know you that you criticize me, you that you call me today, you are watching my program. Some of you, you've written me, I've helped you to immigrate to Canada, and you hated me when I was covering that story. That is what happens when you are somebody who deals with facts, who deals with truth, who is an activist, who doesn't care what people say. You stand on what you believe in and you keep going. At the end of the day, truth will truth will go win. Truth go win over falsehood. Transcend, I mean, what they call her. Truth will always win. So guys, thank you so much. OMOYELE Sowore is a great man. OMOYELE Sowore came and he changed the atmosphere of journalism. Just like in the case of Nnamdi Kanu, people talk against it, even from within. You think the greatest enemy that Nnamdi Kanu has is from other tribes? No. From within his own camp, from within his own tribe, they fight him. They are jealous of him. They have not achieved what he achieved. So that is what happens. Instead of you just being jealous of someone like OMOYELE Sowore and what he's been able to achieve, this young man does not have a big newspaper factory. All he had was his laptop and his phone. All the big things that you saw him did, his big equipment, his factory, his big industry, is his laptop, his website, his phone that he tweets on Twitter, and a small camera on his chest. With that alone, this guy was able to set the whole place upside down. You should be proud of him. Don't keep trying to pull him down. Reno, why don't you... Okay, sorry, I'm taking sides now, but I'm just defending my friend. Otherwise, I would wish that if Reno could just present what he has done. Just present what you have done. Present, let's see, give us the solution. Sowore did this. Sowore is a devil. Sowore cannot be this. Sowore shouldn't be that. Okay. What about you? What can we focus on you? Maybe that will help us. Okay. You don't have to trust Sowore. You don't have to. But you cannot also deny what he's been able to achieve. I would have done a calling, but I need to go. I have an appointment. You guys forget that I also have a construction company, and we have other things that we do. So I have an appointment, and I need to go for that appointment. But thank you guys for your support. Thank you. Let me announce here that on Saturday, we are going to be bringing to you the Eze Nri. Let me call his name very well. We are going to be talking about the origin of Igbo people. Where did Igbo people come from? How did they end up the place that they are right now? And you will not believe it, but our guest, very interesting. Our guest is Ezeri Akajiofo Igbo. Ezeri. You've heard about Obu Gad, where the Igbos landed here in Nigeria. We'll trace the journey of the Igbos as Jews and where their ancestry is from. And like I told you, I like to go behind the scene. I like to talk to the people who are directly involved. So keep it a date with us on Saturday. On Thursday, the Friday before Saturday, we're going to have the lady who did the explosive interview that is now causing wahala everywhere. We're going to be interviewing Regina Askia. Today, Regina Askia, by 2 p.m. Toronto time, New York time, will be interviewing Reno Omokri. We're going to monitor that interview live. But also, we're going to be interviewing Regina Askia on Friday to go behind the scene again and get to know that star that we all loved on Nollywood, and what has become of her and what is she doing, and maybe a lot of us can learn one or two things from that interview. That is what some of the things that Worship Media has for you in this week. Very loaded. Other ones you will see as we go along. Thank you so much on behalf of Dr. Erica. As you guys know, she's the powerhouse behind the scenes that researches all these things and just pushes it to me and makes me look good. But on behalf of Dr. Erica and every one of our team who is helping from all over the place, my name is Dr. Chidi, and I want to thank you for listening. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure, in fact, the way people are going, if you stop me, I will declare that I will not be eating meat again. But we love you. Take care. Bye-bye.